cries of these protests and others just like them have been heard across the country today. In fact, President Trump signed an executive order today to reform police departments nationwide. It comes just days after Colorado passed its own police accountability bill. Denver 7's Megan Lopez shows us where the two align and where they differ.
Hands up! Hands up!
You can hear it in protests across the country. You can see it at the state capitol. Change is coming for law enforcement.
Senate Bill 217 is passed.
Colorado already passed a bill to add more requirements to police in the state. Then Tuesday, President Trump signed an executive order.
We're encouraging police departments nationwide to adopt the highest professional standards to serve their communities.
While the goal is the same, there are some key differences between Colorado's bill and that executive order. The state bill mandates body cameras for police. It requires videos of incidents to be released within 21 days and ends qualified immunity for officers, among other things. The executive order stops far short of that, calling for independent credentialing bodies to look at how officers are being trained.
Today, we will prioritize federal grants from the Department of Justice to police departments that seek independent credentialing.
It also prioritizes funding for social workers to respond to scenes with police and requires a federal database to be created to track officers who have used inappropriate force so that they don't jump from department to department. But
in terms of application, the federal executive order is more of a guideline to provide to all of the states.
That's Andre Andelli, a criminal justice lecturer at MSU Denver. He thinks the order strikes the right tone.
Oftentimes, one of the better ways to gain compliance on a national level, if you want states to do what you want them to do, is not to make them do it or force them to do it, but rather incentivize them through the grants.
There's room for improvement.
So does Rob Pride, the national trustee for the Colorado Fraternal Order of Police, who met with the president last week to discuss reforms.
I think this is a great start at the national level to providing minimum standards, guidelines, and direction for agencies across the nation to get on the same page.
And while the executive order is a start,
I think there's more work to do. I think there's some community education pieces.
Back at the protests, the calls for reform grow louder. Change is never easy, but on a local, state, and federal level, it is coming. Megan Lopez, Denver 7.